Hello friends, in this lecture I will talk about complex numbers. Complex numbers are those numbers when we combine a real number and an imaginary number, we get a complex number. The general form of the complex number is a plus bi, and this is the standard form of the complex number too. Here a is the real number and bi is the imaginary numbers. When we say real numbers are any numbers you can think of, for example 0, 1, 5, 2 under root pi, 0.75, minus 0.5. They all are examples of real numbers. When we say imaginary numbers they are in the form of I. For example 5i, 3i, 2 under root I, minus 2 under root I. They all are examples of imaginary numbers. Here I am taking three examples to make you understand. The first example is, suppose 3 plus 2i. Here 3 is the real number and 2i is the imaginary numbers. The second example I am taking, suppose I am taking number 25. This is the real number. So real number can be written in the form of complex number 25 plus 0i. Here 25 is the real number and 0i is the imaginary number. Another example I am taking, suppose I am taking number minus 10i. You all know this is imaginary numbers. So this can be written in the form of 0 minus 10i. Here 0 is the real number and 10i is the imaginary numbers. So all the real numbers and imaginary numbers can be written in the form of complex numbers. Here I made you understand with the two examples. And next is how to add and multiply the complex numbers. The first example I am taking how to add the complex numbers. Suppose I am taking 5 plus 7i plus 7 plus 5i. How to add the complex numbers? The same principle we apply here like we do in our algebra. We add the like terms. 5 plus 7 plus 7i plus 5i. This is equal to 12 plus 12i, and this is in the form of a plus bi, and this is the standard form of complex numbers. Another example is how to multiply the complex numbers. The example I am taking here, 5 plus 6i multiply 1 plus 2i. The same principle we do in our algebra classes. 5 times 1, 5 times 1 plus 5 times 2i plus 6i times 1 plus 6i times 2i. This is equal to 5 plus 10i plus 6i plus 12i square. This is equal to 5 plus 16i plus 12i square. You know, I square is equal to minus 1. You all know in the what's our imaginary numbers are. This is equal to minus 12, and this can be further written 5 plus 16i minus 12. This is equal to minus 7 when we add the like terms, minus 7 plus 16i. Here 7 is our real number and 16i is our imaginary numbers. And that's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.